Carolus, Olivinus, Lazuli, Hyrodos, Windsage, Hema. These are the conspectuses of the Academy of Raya Lucaria. Each of these schools of magic focused on a different aspect of glintstone sorcery, while most stayed within the walls of Raya Lucaria Academy, believing they had all they needed to further their knowledge of sorcery. One of these schools disagreed. The Battlemages of the Haima Conspectus believed cowering behind the walls of the Academy was no way to foster learning and discovery. How could one say they know all there is to know without going into the world and grasping at the truth for themselves? So it is that the Battlemages left the Academy in search of truth, discovery, and a deeper understanding of glintstone than one could ever learn within the halls of a school. Join us today as we dissect the Battlemages of the Haima Conspectus and the magics they wield. Before getting into our breakdown of this school of magic, we wanted to take a second to thank you for checking out this video. Whether you've been with the channel from the beginning or this is the first time we've shown up in your feed, thank you. If you liked the video, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that bell. We've been working on the Elden Lore series for almost a year now, and we're so happy to have the community that we do. We love discussing the lore of Elden Ring with all of you and bringing you deep dives into its individual characters and monsters. If you want to support the channel, please consider becoming a member. Whether you sub or not, thanks again for choosing to spend this time with us. Now, back to the Haima Conspectus. There are two spells associated with this school of magic that give us some background into the man who founded it. The Gavel of Hema and the Canon of Hema are both drawn from the scholarly conspectus of Hema, the adjudicator of the Academy. These sorceries employ might as a means to quell conflict. These spells outline Hema as the adjudicator of the Academy, a lofty position of power among scholars. As an adjudicator, Hema likely served the Academy as a judge or arbitrator amongst the other high-ranking members of Raya Lucaria Academy. His spells are heavy and quite large, and the gavel is likely a direct nod to his position as judge. It's fair to assume that when a dispute broke out amongst those in power, Hema was seen as the final word in their arguments. It's not explained why exactly he was given this role, but given the brute strength of his spells and the battle mages he trained, it's possible the Academy saw the physical prowess of his conspectus as a source of sturdy strength that could help guide their decisions. The mages of his conspectus used this strength to quell conflict, both inside and outside of the Academy. It seems as though the battle mages led by Hema were more or less a police force within the Academy's walls, making sure the other conspectuses played nice with each other. Likely a decision made by the leaders of the Academy to keep each other in check. The Haima Glintstone Crown tells us the battle mages were scholars of the Haima Conspectus who sought the power to quell conflict, and to this end studied sorceries of cannon fire and the gavel. So their main purpose was quelling conflict both inside and outside of the Academy. Thanks to the description of the battle mage robe, we learn that these scholars were the only ones in Raya Lucaria who were willing to leave the Academy during wartime. Robe worn by scholars of the Raya Lucaria Academy, tattered from being worn on the battlefield. Whenever war broke out and the Academy sealed its gates, only Haima's scholars dared venture outside. Seclusion is no way to foster discovery. It is only a convenient form of escape. Interestingly, we believe this opens up an important plot point for one of the only sorcerers we can speak to outside of the Academy. While Topes was certainly studying his own form of glintstone sorcery, we think it within the realm of possibility that he was also studying to become a member of the Haima Conspectus. We know he had no true prowess for glintstone sorcery, but he was willing to travel outside of the Academy, and should we finish his quest, he provides us with the erudition gesture needed to solve the puzzle of the converted Fringe Tower, which allows us to obtain the Haima sorceries. There isn't any concrete evidence for this claim, but the contextual evidence could support it, so we think it's an interesting idea. The sorcerers of the Haima Conspectus were the only mages with the physical prowess to leave the Academy and venture into the lands between during wartime, which we can see through their favorite weapon, the stone club. Signature weapon of the Battlemages, hewn from hard glintstone. This club is much heavier than its size suggests, but had no magic power. So that they not lose sight of the true essence of combat, Battlemages prefer to feel the impact of their blows, fighting their opponents hand to hand. They wielded these heavy clubs that didn't even improve their magical abilities, while also firing magical cannons and attacking with enormous magic gavels, a much more physically demanding moveset than any other sorcerers we can face. This strength serves them well, as they're able to travel the lands and reach such dangerous places as Miquella's Haligtree. All in all though, it seems they use this power not to start fights, but to end them in an attempt to keep peace, to quell conflicts before they resulted in further bloodshed. However, there was one among their order who did not fall in line with this noble mindset, and instead developed a bloodlust the likes of which the Conspectus had never seen before. Amongst the students of the Haima Conspectus, Battlemage Ugyu stands apart as its greatest failure. From his ashes we learn, Ugyu came from Sellia to study the Haima Conspectus at the Academy, where he became a Battlemage. Haima scholars seek to quell conflict with cannon fire and the gavel, but Ugyu developed a longing for it. The scholars of this Conspectus are meant to act as peacekeepers of sorts, quelling conflicts before they can escalate, through force if necessary. But it seems Ugyu abandoned his purpose of quelling conflict, instead choosing to thrive in it and use the magics of the Haima Conspectus against their original purpose. The first hint we get at the bloodlust of Ugyu is where we can do battle with him, inside of the Sellia Everjail in Dragonbarrow. The Everjails are used throughout the lands between to seal those people who others deem too dangerous to roam the land. The fact that Ugyu caused enough damage for the forces of Caelid, either the Redmanes or the sorcerers of Sellia, to seal him in an Everjail speaks volumes to the damage he must have done wielding Haima's cannon and gavel against them in an attempt to create conflict and indulge in battle. Ugyu shows us how the intentions of a teacher or school can be twisted by the wrong student. Though Battlemages are meant to travel the world searching for new means to quell conflict, and only use force to put an end to it, the same power they wield to end the battle can be used to encourage it to rage on. All it takes is one Battlemage to break their oath and revel in conflict instead of quelling it, to show us the danger lurking behind all of that power. While the Haima Conspectus plays an important role in the Academy of Raya Lucaria, they are only one branch of this extensive school of glintstone sorcery. They represent the strong guiding hand that brings peace to all of the different factions within the Academy, through force if necessary. When a conflict within their ranks needs a resolution, the Battlemages step up to act as adjudicators, just as their mentor Hema once did, and without them, it's likely the Academy would descend into chaos, with mages of different conspectuses acting against each other. This conspectus is necessary to maintain the scholarly pursuits of the Academy, and without it, the mages of Raya Lucaria could tear their school apart, piece by piece, until nothing remains. Thank you for joining us for this dissection of the Haima Conspectus, its founder, and the Battlemages that study its spells. Which conspectus of the Academy would you like us to cover next? Why is Hema the only master whose conspectus was given his actual name? Who else absolutely loves the animation of the Gavel of Hema? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss out on our content. Also, if you want to support the channel, please consider becoming a member. Membership gets you early access to each episode of Elden Lore, and we're working on other incentives as well. We look forward to seeing you again for more Elden Lore.